briefly in Tucson, Arizona. Well, they were at their publishing house, Boost House, and they just moved here like a month and a half ago. And their name is E.E. Jarvie. Their Twitter is it's E.E. Jarvie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo! Give it up. Yeah.
Hi. I just put together a manuscript. The first poem in the manuscript is this poem. It's called "The First Poem Should Introduce Voice and Establish Credibility." Kiss my genderqueer ass, dismantle the nation state, God is a DJ. That's the poem. This is a different poem. It's called "Don't Forget You Are a Guest Here." Entering the house of a stranger, you start with the whole big picture, stinky mess of it. Fuck a detail, fuck instructions for how to survive. Say, here's my big dumb life, small dumb heart things, puddled in your slivering hands, blood drying on your bed sheets, taste dirtying your palate, oh sensitive, what you can put down and walk away from versus what I can't. Art is only a consolation for half-truths and half-hurts, half-clearly drawn lines getting debated and lost in the internet sand, half-lives we almost never had. We want to taste death's satiation without paying the price. Try to tell me the difference between bleeds and bled. Fuck you. I'm not sorry for being vulnerable in public. I'm not here to parade my details for you. I'm not here to fill a demographic. My inclusion is not your one good deed that can be checked off today's list. Fuck your list and fuck your listlessness. Your unevolved appetite and your apathy always hung out to dampen in the rain. I'm so tired of your existence and all of the histories your education forgot. If you're experiencing my art, then half of that experience is mine. Don't forget that. You are a guest here. This house is not yours to make a home out of. These words are not the language of your privileged confession. This house is hungry mouths, both hurting and hurtling. This house is made of tender and unknown. This house is haunted by the sound of all of our pooling fears, assurient and deafening. This poem is called Surviving That Gender. The first few decades were eyes burning with the water, salt, and perilous, and panic, searching for the light that indicates sky. This poem is called Anatomy Lessons. I'm gonna drink some water. This is my dog. Yeah, I know, you're jealous. This poem's called Anatomy Lessons. We asked, where inside the body does gentleness live? Hold up a map of the anatomy for God to point it out. No answer. Get undressed down to our naked and go lie in the street, touch the eyes, touch the mouth, breathe the pavement against the cheek, touch the feet. Is it here? No answer. Touch the wet ruin between the legs, trace the elbow. How about now? Am I getting warmer or colder? No answer. We want to know where other things are too. We are interested in the locations of grief and bravery, curious to know more about empathy and the whereabouts of shame, desire the coordinates of curiosity and patience, other things too. We have drafted a complete list of our inquiries and we have emailed our questions several times and we have spent whole weeks on hold with customer service. No answer. We are beginning to think God is sleeping or possibly dead. We have asked his neighbor, please would you mind checking up on him? We are so worried. We are beginning to think we might have to ask someone else. This cookie's tormenting me. I'm just gonna eat this cookie really quick and think about what to read next. So just hold on, sorry. I'm sorry. It's like super crumbly and dry. It's really good though. You should try these cookies. They're the little circles in the back.
Is that a poem?
keep thinking. Isn't circular food is so good?
It's true.
Okay. This poem is called Your God Seems Sort of, I don't know, like careless or something. The small beast inside me is flaring his temper. The small beast inside my small beast cries a cathedral. All of my screenshots rendered onto stained glass. We want to make holy our most embarrassing. I want forgiveness in the form of a photographic filter or not at all. Leave the praying to my beast. Leave the Lord's work to an independent contractor. Make them anonymous. Molly doesn't want to know where any of the food that enters her body comes from. Absolve me of my content. Remember me as anonymous. Let the beast have my body once I've left it. This poem is called Welfare Babies. When my brothers started cooking meth, I was a bottle blonde college brat posing family dinner dioramas, a desperate idea of what wholesome looked like. I was a practiced smile, dressed in my school colors and fabricated family history, while across the state he was a kitchen-like chemist clawing up the walls. Most days it seemed like the only things we shared were genetics and a carefully masked social anxiety. I was the most thorough architect of how to have what everyone wants. He was the flaw in my design, a sinkhole waiting to undo me. There was a girl he loved, the same age as me, with a heroin addiction and a baby. I gave her a view that showed her no mercy. Every holiday I was a proud and unforgiving tyrant, parading my education around the living room. Even then, they were still calling him the smart one, and it hollowed me. We were the worst rendition of sibling rivalry. Our only words were arrows and empty apologies. When we were younger, his life of crime seemed alluring. After school, at our foster home, our hand-me-down pockets were filled with contraband candies. And later, there were the shoplifted clothes we used to craft our new identities. For so long, I let his sleight of hand magic act dazzle me. Before the drugs, my brother was an architect too. We were building something bigger than where we were from. We believed that if we worked hard enough, we could outrun the world we'd been born into. We hadn't always been enemies, but at some point he stopped believing, or maybe started believing in something else, or maybe just got tired of the race and so he quit, and I never forgave him for it. All I ever wanted was for him to run with me, for us to escape this shared history that shapes and haunts us. All either of us ever really wanted was to be born somebody else. Our past was a speeding car we were trying desperately to jump out of. There's a specific shade of shame that comes with being a welfare baby. A thin layer of dust covering more than just the body, sometimes barely perceptible, and other times a glaring disparity, a deep gorge of otherness. When you grow up poor, your heart is a hungry animal. You come into this life with your instincts set ablaze, your neurons firing fight or flight with every breath. How you choose to survive is your own prerogative, and how we chose was ours. I used to think that if I looked close enough, that maybe I could find the moment, the split second of hesitation where this decision was finally made, that if I could pinpoint the instance, I could somehow fix this violent unraveling. But whether it was the first needle gently breaking the skin, or the girl with the baby, or the conceived magic of it all, I couldn't say, can't say. That's not my part of the story to tell. All I know is I started running and didn't look back at him until one of us was too far gone, our hungry hearts howling to each other across the distance, too far to hear a thing. This poem is called What I Am Trying to Get Back. Reframe me in dewy grass, smushed sideways. The ground is harder than the not ground. The not ground is breathing. Take away the names I know of every touchable and every color. Power wash my brain plate. What's a name for? Who made names and who made that asshole who made names? Call him original asshole from now on. Imagine his sticky little fingers. There is something pulsing in my wrist bone. I don't want it. Give it to anyone else but me. The words of my body betray me because that's what words were made to do. The word blink is not a true blink, only my eyes can do that. Listen, all babies are anarchists. They cease and desist for no one, lack not memory but language, and that is their secret power. This poem is called The First Summer I Had to Wear a Swimsuit Top and None of my Other Brothers Did. The itchy straps and people looking at me, oh God, is there anything worse than having a body? I'm embarrassed at my own existence. I want to cover my face and turn away, dissolve into 500 small birds, fly directly toward the sun, wings beating red shame, bruising the sky. I got, how many more? Okay, I got 2 more. This one's called Rivers Below. Today, I am knowing about eyes that look like no escape, fear-bitten, mother-blooded, how we stretch each other without permission, how we micro-erode on lunch breaks, whispering silent daggers, forgoing that pretense of humanity or rivers below. I know how a person can be chipped away at until they resemble something that wants to die or is dead, the passive violence we've internalized named normal, trying to drink water and not remembering how, I'm choking on the things we try to forget. I'm lightheaded from aggression's steady arithmetic, and today is like that feeling when you're coughing up water, and the rest of life is like that also. So yeah, I got this poem and one more. My name's E.E. It's on my hand, in case I forget, or if you forget. It's there. I just moved here, and I don't have too many friends yet. I have some good ones, but if you want to be my friend, cool. This poem is called Recurring Nightmare. I have somehow let down every person I love, and it is honestly not surprising. That's that poem. This is my last poem. It's sad. Dreams are good and bad sometimes. This poem is called No Exit. On the deep web, searching for an exit, has anyone seen an exit? Trapdoor beneath God's bathtub. Picture this. I'm on hold with customer service, standing on the never-ending escalator in the supermall of my mind, trying to find an exit. About to crawl over the railing and jump ship. Mall security is like, no, stop. I'm free dangling, laughing, and ha-ha, stop me fuckers. Mall security goes and gets a ladder and takes my ass down. My crying little ass wailing for an exit. Frisk me for an exit, I'm saying. Put the key in my hand and I'll go. Frisk religion for an exit, or whatever DMT does. Frisk my brain bank for the conscience they've forgotten. Decriminalize the correlation between my wish gland and gender bone. Who's haunting your HMO? Who haunts the house of the deciders? The house of the deciders that gave us Jennifer. Who, to teach us a lesson, tricked us into being friends with Brian. Hypochondriac Brian, crying to get the needs sucked out of him. Sad bad Brian wants his boy torn out. Brian, I don't tear boys anymore. Terra incognita, tattooed inside my tender bone. Brian missed mass again. Brian lost muscle. The thin air of his oh-so vulnerability. Fragile Brian sings his porcelain concession, pollutes the creamy profit radio, greases the listen lobes of the proletariat. Celebrities are just like us. We eat the new trend food. We are always eating what's trending. We have a couple options disguised as choices. We comment, choice looks good on you, on one another's pictures. When enough people say the same thing to us, we believe them. FYI, your holy spirituality inherited the same fake apology pathology of your fucking Republican parents, Brian. And it continues that wasting's one life seems shockingly inevitable. WKONWBB, what kind of manic would Brian be? I'm sleep gritting my teeth, emotional cruise control, while Brian wails his dick pity. It's his party and he can cry if he wants to. Appropriates knowledge of loss, laments what I miscarried, what I could have, then suddenly couldn't, aestheticize what my blood makes me be. Am I trending yet? Slitting my highest traffic content, spilling it all on the floor for Brian to dance in. Sing me pretty, Brian. Twist my tongue into origami, a doorway out of folded paper I might escape through. I can almost love Jennifer in his shadow, little Fitbit zombie. Algorithm produced prescription for what empowerment should be. BB Jennifer, what's your juice made of? At Jennifer, oh my God, what's your rising sign? Thousands of perfect little squares of Jennifer and Taylor and Lily and Olivia, faces that don't look for exits because they don't need them, captions that read, I feel your pain but are too busy feeling so helpless to do anything about it. I just get sick imagining the ease of unotherness. I want to stroke the hairy leg of her hashtag feminism. Paint it with the eyes ripped out. Penalize the caloric content of her quick fix slogans. A diet that's to die for. Oh, this is what a feminist looks like. Haha, I'm online and there's no exit. Thank you.